Good day, collectors, viewers. Social Distance Warrior is back with video number 9. So today we're going to look at another droid bounty hunter, robotic bounty hunter over here by the name of 4-LOM. So 4-LOM made his debut in Empire Strikes Back. Figure didn't come out till 1982, a little bit further down the line in that original Kenner line. That original figure is this guy over here in the middle with his nice, metallic gray paint job, a little bit of silver on the inside here. A very similar look to C-3PO, of course, except for the head. So now the head is more bug-like, and he's got his very own unique rifle that he comes with as well. Very interesting looking figure. He had a little bit of, red on him as well, like on the nose here, which isn't screen accurate, but of course makes it more appealing, especially if you're a kid growing up. Awesome figure again. That whole bounty hunter, scene on the Star Destroyer was just phenomenal. Now, interesting tidbit on this guy over here. He actually came out initially with the wrong card back. So the card back, had his same picture, but they called him Zuckuss, like we have on the back here. So that was corrected, obviously, years later when Power of the Force 2 came out. But initially, 4-LOM was called Zuckuss, and Zuckuss was called 4-LOM. That was a big, thing that was going on back in the day, and, a back and forth. And I think to this day, a lot of collectors still refer him as Zuckuss, and the other guy is 4-LOM, but it's actually supposed to be the other way around. So that's the original figure. That came out in 1982. And, front back, again, back a little bit less detail here than C-3PO does, but definitely very, very similar to that droid in the theme of how he looks. So we wouldn't see another 4-LOM again until the Power of the Force 2 line launched. And Power of the Force 2 line launched, and then in its, 1997 year, on the green card back, this one over here, out came 4-LOM. This time with the correct name on the blister card and a much more updated look to that vintage figure. Lots of rust markings on this guy over here. He comes with his rifle. He does come with a pistol as well. I have him with that rifle just like he is in the picture. In the scene there, he's holding his rifle standing. This is my favorite 4-LOM. So from all the 4-LOMs, the weathering, if you compare him to the figure on the card, to the, movie still, that's the most realistic look for the figure. Maybe it's a little bit more weathered than it needs to be on here, but that effect when you have him sitting on the shelf standing far away, it looks great. They even have his eyes are like a tinted green here, a tiny little red, marking in the middle, just like he has in the movie. He even has the marking on his chest piece here. Overall, an awesome figure. And of course, now we turn him to the rear, and this part is detailed, unlike the vintage one that doesn't have, anything detailed there on the back. So a total upgrade there. The leg stance probably could have been a little bit closer, but all in all, the size, the look of the figure, compared to how everything was beefy, they nailed this guy perfectly. And he wasn't updated for many, many years. So that one was 97. So he went to 82, then went to 97, and he got repacked a few times. And then out he came again, this time in the 30th anniversary collection. So 30th anniversary collection, that'll be the card back that you see there. And that's the Zuckuss, the 4-LOM that we have over here. This time articulated. So he's got the articulation thing going here. So, swivel, elbows all the way up there. Shoulders, elbows, hands have the articulation there as well on both sides. Knees articulated, right? Ankle, waist, right? It's on a ball joint as well. You can go up and down. Of course, the head, same thing on a ball joint. You can go all the way around. And most articulated version, but paint job lacks compared to that, Power of the Force 2 one, which seems to be a lot more detailed. It would have been nice if he was weathered a little bit better. He still has the red marking, and gone is the little red dot in the middle of the nose, which this one kind of held over from the vintage one. I like that look. I think it kind of gives it a nice little detail. So that 30th anniversary one is the most recent, version of him that we have to date. That's the mold that they're using, that they've used last. He was released on a vintage card, but that vintage card pays homage to the Heir from the Kenner days. So it came as a Celebration exclusive. That was 2010, I believe. That's the last time we saw him. You can see on here, paint job, if I take this version and put them side by side, you can see the paint job is a lot grayer. Doesn't have that rusty brownish black tone to it. It looks very reminiscent of the original Forlom, or Zuckuss as they called them back then. That's how they made the card back. That's the only vintage card back that we have for this guy. I'll show you a comparison as well with the vintage one there, and you can kind of see that was the look that they were going for with this figure. I think it looks great actually in this color. It'd be nice if we actually got the regular one on a card back. We haven't to date, but potentially that's something that we will get. So that's the Zuckuss that we have there. So that's the Zuckusses that we've had. So 1982, 1987, 2007, then an update on the paint job 2010. And then the last one that we have to show here is a Black Series version that we got a few years back. This one's an awesome one as well. So I think on this one here, they nailed the color because he's got that look of the movie with the rust on there. It doesn't kind of, stand out too far, but you can still see that he's rusted with the black. He's got the red marking, and now the eyes have gone totally in a different direction here. They got rid of that green or the gray, and then with the black with cracking gold in there. And the arms have some articulation, which is neat on this guy as well. So these guys move up and down a little bit. They got the wrist articulation, and definitely has a lot more detail in the size that he is, ball joints, on his hips, than his 3 3/4 inch counterpart. So it'd be nice if they took this figure and then just, shrunk him down to 375 and we get that one. Because you can see color-wise, side by side, it looks way different. This one looks a lot better than that last one that we got in 07. So that's it for the Forloms. Zuckuss, I'll give you one last, tidbit, Easter egg from Lucasfilm. The name Forlom, because he's a bounty hunter, actually stands for the love of money. Love of money. That's his little, Easter egg reasoning behind the name. And I hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll do this again. Thank you so much. Take care.